Hey, good evening, everyone. I'm meteorologist Eric Fisher. Of course, all eyes on our impending winter storm arriving here on Sunday, the biggest in a few years here in the Boston area. So this is where we stand tonight. Snow beginning to form around 10 o'clock in the morning till noon, starting on the lighter side at first, but then it really picks up and it is just going to pump heavy snowfall during the afternoon and the evening. The heaviest looks to be about 4 in the afternoon to 11 o'clock at night, and that's where at times we'll have rates of 1 to 2 inches or more per hour. So it will really stack up fast. I really wouldn't want to be driving around during the later afternoon and the evening during those heavy rates, as it's difficult for plows to keep up with it at that point. Some mixing is expected deeper into the evening along the south coast toward Cape Cod in particular. Winter storm warnings up across the board. It's an equal opportunity storm. Lots of people dealing with this one everywhere from New Mexico all the way across the south and into the northeast, where you see that purple shading. That's ice storm warnings, freezing rain causing some big issues there. And there you see the storm tonight as it stands. That snow is expanded across Illinois and Indiana, now arriving in Ohio as well. There you see the ice across the south. Even had some severe thunderstorms down around Houston earlier on today. And there's the Arctic air that has taken control of much of the middle of the nation here. 21 in Dallas. One of the safe spots, South Florida. They're the only ones not participating with this particular storm. So tonight is another cold night. We'll see increasing clouds, mostly lower single digits for overnight lows. Not a ton of wind, so there is a wind chill, but it's not going to be a huge factor. Cold, cloudy morning tomorrow, and then the snow starts to increase as we head closer to lunchtime. This is a look at Boston, and notice as the east breeze picks up, temperatures do start to rise. That will be more of a coastal thing than an interior thing. You can look at the temperatures here as the day goes. So there's 11 o'clock. Snow is starting to increase across the area. Heavier snowfall, those darker blues moving in during the mid-afternoon. The Patriots game, it will be just coming on down if you're watching at home. There you see the temperature spread, staying in the teens across those interior areas, but we'll be climbing through the 20s and even up around 30 as we get deeper into the night closer to the coast. So what starts as a fluffy snow will start to get heavier, tougher to move. And there's the sleet line. This is going to hug the south coast, Cape Cod, and the islands. It's after a lot of the heavy snowfall, but for those locations, it's going to add weight to the snow that's on the ground, make it harder to move, especially with the warming temperatures as well heading into tomorrow night. So you notice in that part of the state and along the south shore of Boston, it does start to get a little wetter, heavier, a little tougher to move as the night goes on. Now, once we head toward midnight and beyond, some lighter scattered intermittent snow or even a touch of freezing drizzle will be out there. We do expect some areas of snow to fill back in during the day on Monday and not completely wind down until Monday night. And we could see an additional 1 to as much as 4 inches of snow in spots on Monday, and that would be a fluffier snow that starts to develop. So if you look at around the Route 2 corridor, it stays cold the whole time. Dark blue bars, that's your heavier snowfall, and then tapering off during the middle of the night to more of a light and intermittent. Very different scene on the Cape. You get that heavy thump of snow. This would include the south coast as well. Temperatures climb above freezing overnight and into Monday morning, and that's where you also see a little bit of wintry mix. So things will progress differently there, and that's why we have 6 to 12 inches in that part of the state. But most are going to be in that 12 to 20 inch amount. That is a bigger storm for us, biggest in 4 years around the region. Where I do think there's a chance of 2 feet of snow, where I think some of the highest totals will likely be heading into the northern Worcester Hills, southern New Hampshire, Essex County, maybe even into Boston. We'll see how the banding goes with that storm tomorrow night. When it comes to the kind of composition of the snow, that fluff factor, it's those colder interior spots where it stays very light and fluffy. That means 1 inch of water can create 20 inches of snow, and that's where we expect some of those 2-foot totals to be possible. Now, early Monday, we're going to start off around 30 or above freezing near the coastline in the morning. It's still cold in the interior. We will watch that cold crash back east as we head through the day, so temperatures will fall and get very cold as we head into Monday afternoon and Monday evening. The reason we have a chance for some sleet, it doesn't matter what's going on the ground, which is always a confusing thing about ice and sleet. You can be so cold, you're thinking there's no way we'd have mixed precipitation right now. It's just too Arctic air in place to cause that to happen. But it's all about what happens several thousand feet up. If there's a little layer above freezing, your snowflakes melt. And that's kind of game over. As they fall, they get back into the cold and they freeze back into an ice pellet, but the snowflake part of the story ends, and that warmer air can slide up over the top of the colder air that's sitting at ground level. When it comes to confidence here, 3 inches of snow in the Boston area, lock. 6 inches of snow, You can bank that too. 12 inches of snow, pretty good chance. Once you get to those higher end totals, we'll watch where the banding sets up. And I do think there will be some high end amounts, just a question of where exactly they are. I do think that northwest side of Boston has the best chance. And after this storm, we will say goodbye to a very quiet stretch. In the last 4 winters, these have been the biggest snowfalls in Boston, the second longest streak on record without a 6-inch snowstorm. And this one certainly should do just that. And a look at the next 7 days. If you're wondering about melting, not much expected here. It is a really cold stretch. In fact, it's our coldest stretch of the winter time, just around 20 on Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Not much precipitation, but just really cold. This is definitely use the humidifier territory over the next 7 days. By next Saturday, we climb back higher into the 20s at least, but this is going to be some deep winter stuff over the next 7. We will keep you updated all weekend here on WBZ and CBS News Boston.